Set up National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. Department of State Security Service warns against utterances capable of undermining national security. On a special assignment, correspondent examines spiritual benefits of last 10 days of Ramadan. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news at 7. I am Yemi Dalemon with the news. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the establishment of a national center for the control of small arms and light weapons to be domiciled in the Office of the National Security Advisor. A statement from the Office of the National Security Advisor says the center replaces the Defense Presidential Committee on Small Arms and Light Weapons and shall serve as the institutional mechanism for policy guidance, research, and monitoring of all aspects of small arms and light weapons in Nigeria. The impact of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons across national borders in Africa and the Sahel region has resulted in terrorism, human trafficking, organized crime, and insurrections in West Africa and Nigeria, hence the need to upscale measures to tackle these threats. The statement notes that the new center will be filling the requirement of the ECOWAS moratorium on imports, exports, and manufacture of light weapons, as well as the UN plan of action to prevent, combat, and eradicate the illicit trade in small arms and light weapons. Major General Abba Mohammed Diko, former military advisor, United Nations Office for West Africa, and the commander, Operation Lafia Dole, has been appointed the pioneer coordinator of the center. Still talking national security, the Department of State Services says it will no longer tolerate deliberate mechanization by subversive and hostile groups whose agenda is to throw the country into anarchy so as to serve the interests of their sponsors. A statement by the DSS spokesperson, Dr. Peter Afnaya, explains that even though democracy offers free speech, it does not give room for reckless harassment that is capable of undermining security. The DSS therefore wants self-centered individuals to stop engaging in acts inimical to the peace and sovereignty of the nation. The service therefore reaffirms its support to an indivisible, indissoluble, and united Nigerian state in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. Meanwhile, the service is assiduously working towards other security and other law enforcement agencies to ensuring the maintenance of peace and internal security of the country. So spiritual matters as the nation continue to seek insecurity in the country, Ebonyi State government in Constitution of Nigeria, Ebonyi State chapter has declared a 7-day fasting and prayer in the state with a call for the political class to receive from utterances and actions capable of fueling crisis in the country. Chika Okorie reports.
While praying God to help the nation come out of insecurity, Governor David Umahi alleged that some of the crises going on in parts of the country were politically motivated. He called on the political class to exhale politics of calumny, rancor, and bitterness, stressing that the state and country can achieve more development if citizens are on the same page with government.
When people talk about party in the nation is leading when the nation is also I pity them. We should not just the sound of the 47 when we go into that we need to talk about the future of our children. Some of them need to talk about because they needed to. Because we have.
He emphasized the need to pacify the youth whose future were shortchanged, as it will stem the rates of criminalities in the society.
For the leaders never preserve life for the future of our children. They have no jobs, they have no discipline, and it's been waiting a very long time. The leaders know how to take care of themselves and their little families. us our giving and we continue to go to the end until we secure our.
The 7 days program aimed at seeking God's intervention on the security situation in the state and the country at large will also pave way for stakeholders' engagement in addressing youth-related challenges in the state. In Abakaliki, Chika Okore, NTA News.
The last 10 nights of Ramadan, otherwise known as Laylatul Qadr, Night of Power, are said to be more beneficial to Muslim faithful than 1,000 months. And so from now to the end of this year's Ramadan, Muslims are enjoined to strive and take advantage of the night to seek the face of God for everlasting blessings from Almighty Allah. It was during the last 10 nights of Ramadan that Allah revealed Al-Quran to Prophet Muhammad, and this is why the nights are regarded sacred in Islamic calendar. Although the first 20 days of Ramadan are equally important, with immense blessings, Islamic clerics enjoin Muslims not to lose sight of the night of majesty, but strive to spend the rest of this year's Ramadan in seclusion to receive holy blessings from Allah.
It has multiple effects, multiple rewards for those who do it, and the prayers observed in the last 10 days have a lot of rewards. The night prayers, the tahajjud, the vigil observed have enormous rewards, and that is why for the last 10 days you're going to see that some Muslims will gather inside the mosque.
Don't sleep in the last 10 days. Do more of nawafil, your tahajjud. In other words, read your Quran more, because Quran is meant to be read in the month of Ramadan. Also, make sure you do more, you seek more forgiveness. And the formula for seeking forgiveness is not astaghfirullah, no.
The clerics, while speaking on what to do in seeking the night of majesty from the odd days of the last 10 nights, advised Muslims to intensify prayer throughout the period.
You either read, you recite the Holy Quran, you observe nawafil, nafla, you perform nawafil, nafla. You can any rakat. Then you recite the Holy Quran, you pray to God, pray for the nation, pray for the state, pray for yourself, pray for the family, pray for everybody. That is what he wants you to be doing there.
As this year's Ramadan winds down, Muslims are encouraged to donate more to charity for the needy to have sense of belongings during the upcoming Eid al-Fitr. And in the same vein, as the month of Ramadan gradually winds down, scholars encourage the faithful to identify good deeds, especially in the last 10 days described as the best days in Islam. Now, what exactly is required to have a share in the outstanding benefits of the last part of the month of Ramadan? Musa Tolia is standing by to tell us more.
The month-long spiritual exercise stems from Allah's injunction in the Holy Quran, which mandates the Muslim faithful to observe the Ramadan fast, and it is made obligatory.
Should be there, so that when we worship Allah, we try to observe these safety measures as far as the current protocols, COVID-19 protocols, are concerned.
A prophetic prayer point is to be emphasized during this period till the end of the month.
Allahumma innaka afuwwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. That, oh Lord, you love forgiving your servant, may you forgive us.
The last 10 days dovetail into Eid al-Fitr, which is a period of celebration after the successful completion of Ramadan.
The day of Eid is what? Yawmul Akli wa Shurb wa Dhikrul Azza wa Jal. The day of Eid is the day of eating and drinking, and more importantly, the remembrance of Almighty Allah.
Let it not be that on the day of Eid, that will be the day you destroy the whole of your reward, the reward of your ibadah. For example, that will be the time you throw party for, you drink alcohol, mixing of sexes and all this stuff going on. You don't have your happiness this way.
Before proceeding to the prayer ground on Eid al-Fitr, the faithful is required to carry out a peculiar charitable act.
On the day of Eid, the first thing we do is to pay the Zakat al-Fitr before we observe Salat. It is a means of purifying the fasting Muslim, errors he fell into when he was fasting.
If you give it before the Eid prayer, Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that will be accepted as Zakat al-Fitr. But you give it late after the Eid, it will be accepted as one of the normal charities that you give.
While it is permissible to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, Scholars advise and remind Muslims of their obligations after the holy month of Ramadan.
You are still watching Channel 12 News at 7. The news will continue shortly after the break. Stay with us.
Sí ìkéde pàtàkì yìí, ẹ fetí sí ìkéde pàtàkì yìí, ẹ fetí sí ìkéde pàtàkì yìí. Àjọ elétò ìdìbò nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn ń fi àsìkò yìí kéde fún gbogbo ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn pé àjọ náà ti gbé ìwé ìtọ́ni lórí ètò ìdìbò sí ipò àwọn alága àti kánsílọ̀ sí àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ogún tó wà nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn jáde. Ètò ìdìbò yóò wáyé ní ọjọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ 24 oṣù keje ọdún 2021 nínú ìgbìyànjú àjọ náà láti mú ètò ìdìbò náà kó yan lórí tí yóò sì lọ nírọ̀wọ́rọsẹ̀. Ìpàdé àpérò pẹ̀lú àwọn oníròyìn yóò ní ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun ọjọ́ 4 oṣù karùn-ún ọdún 2021 ní gbọ̀ngàn sinimá àṣà June 12 Cultural Center Kútọ̀ lábẹ́òkúta ní dédé aago 10 òwúrọ̀. Ìpàdé àpérò yìí yóò fún àjọ elétò ìdìbò ní àǹfààní láti ṣíṣọ lójú eegun oríṣiríṣi àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ gbogbo lórí ètò ìdìbò náà fún àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú àti àwọn aráàlú. Àjọ náà wá ń rọ gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó fẹ́ kópa nínú ètò ìdìbò náà láti fi aṣojú méjì ránṣẹ́ síbi ìpàdé àpérò náà. Èyí ṣe pàtàkì nítorí kí a bá lè tẹ̀lé àṣẹ tí ó rọ̀ mọ́ òfin COVID-19. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Olùkéde arákùnrin Babátúndé Òṣìbódù, alága àjọ elétò ìdìbò nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn.
Thanks for being there. In demonstration of the efficacy and the power of prayers to solve all kinds of problems, government and people of Niger State have gone to God in supplication to end the certain security challenge that has continued to rock the state. The special prayer session organized by the State Forum of Ulamas, Traditional Institute, and other Islamic organizations was held at Mina Central Mosque. Uzaina Musa reports that the event had in attendance the state governor, Abubakar Sani Bello, Emir of Mina, Alhaji Umar Farouk, and other people of vested interests.
Reports have shown that thousands of people in 50 communities spread across 5 local government areas of Niger State have been displaced by bandits and currently taking refuge in neighboring communities and the state capital. The special prayer session, which was led by the chief imam of Mina, Malam Ibrahim Isa Fari, featured Quranic recitation by a large number of ulamas to seek Allah's infinite love and mercy to mankind to heal the land and put a permanent end to the security challenges bedeviling the state and country at large. The state governor, who was in company of other government functionaries, described the event as timely and right step in the right direction.
In the last 48 hours, we have received a lot of support with regards to security agents from the federal government, and I believe they are mobilizing themselves. Most of our IDPs have returned back.
The governor also enthused that with the present vigor and commitment by the federal government and other stakeholders to end insurgency, there is light at the end of the tunnel, assuring that the displaced people will soon be back to their various communities and villages. The special prayer session is expected to be replicated across the remaining 7 emirate councils in the state. In Mina, Hussein Musa, NT News.
Nigerians have been advised to guard against their utterances and shun acts capable of instigating violence in the country. The Anglican Bishop of Enugu Ecclesiastical Province, Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma, was speaking while addressing some youth in Enugu. Chika Ugu reports.
Your way of curbing poverty, crime, insecurity, and youth restiveness. Citing the state of insecurity ravaging the country in recent times, unemployment is another source of worry that has continued to act as catalyst to the rising economic challenges presently facing the country. Speaking on the theme, exploring and establishing priorities in life, the Archbishop of Enugu Ecclesiastical Province, Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma, advised youths to shun all social vices and be devoted to the Word of God.
I was very careful. Even church leaders have their own way of discipline. discipline of clergy. Even a bishop cannot be above discipline. There's what we call discipline that is divine.
To make Nigeria a great nation, the Archbishop urged the leaders of the country to prioritize the well-being of youths to avoid them indulging in activities capable of destroying the society and country at large.
Our church and what we are doing is to give hope for these young people. It's important that government must assist us to cut the spirit of violence in them. Through the church, we're able to talk to them, we're able to temper their violence.
Special prayers were rendered for youths to actualize their dreams and purpose in life, as well as for the economic development of the country. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
As Nigerian workers continue to bask in the euphoria of the 2021 May Day celebration, retired primary school teachers in Akwa Ibom State, owed gratuity since 1976, are receiving their entitlement. In a message to the workers, the state government urged those yet to receive their gratuity to be patient as the payment is in tranches. Clement Barikui has the reports.
Earlier this year, the Akwa Ibom state government initiated the processes for the payment of gratuity to retired primary school teachers and their next of kin. The exercise came more than 30 years after these senior citizens were owed their entitlement.
2 years ago, people were verified and nothing happened after the verification.
Many of them did not see anything exciting in the entire verification process, as they claimed it was not the first time they were embarking on such exercise. This time around, however, the state government may be keeping to its words.
Up to 97 next of kins have received their payments in their banks. And for the living pensioners, up to 67 of them have received the gratuities. And also there's a group that is called the vulnerable group. Up to 11 of them have received their gratuities, irrespective of the year that they retired.
A total of 5,296 retired primary school teachers and 1,838 next of kin are expected to receive the gratuity, and for them, this will be the best Workers' Day celebration gift. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And that's how much time we permit us to serve you on the news tonight. We thank you for watching. I am Yemi Dalimotein. Nice.